I saw this video and it made me stop and think.
I think the mixer's biggest mistake in every one I teach, I look at their sessions and they are like crop dusted with plugins. You should only be using plugins and EQs and these tools because what you recorded is wrong, or because the guitar doesn't work, or a keyboard or vocal. And then when I take their session and take all the plugins off, like, wow, that sounds more open and more big and fat and beefy.
Hey you guys, quickly before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And don't forget to check out the Doctor's Lounge, my store, and the links to some great samples below in the description of this video. So we all love our precious plugins, and for me they're absolutely mandatory in how I go about my productions and my mixing. But maybe how and when I put my plugins on could make a difference. Here's why. Watch this. All right, you guys, before we start, I realize it looks like I've been in a dungeon the last few weeks. I've got a brand new studio since the tornado hit mine, and everything looks incredible. It's awesome, but I can't get my interface to work with my screen grab yet, or my screen recorder. So bear with me. Sorry about that. Now, for this week, I realized there are two ways to mix. One way is when we're producing ourselves or making a track and we're kind of adding plugins and sculpting along the way. And the other way to mix is if the project is sent to us and we get all the tracks in and we import them and we start to mix from there. Now, what I'm about to show you, this technique works for either. I do a lot of both. I do my own projects and do a lot of programming and producing, but I also mix outside projects. So, as Chris Loredalgi said, he thinks that the plugins make things sound smaller. So, lately I have been putting no plugins on until later. So, I've got a song here that has not been mixed, but what I've done is I've made groups, like there's strings in the chorus, ooh, vocal part, hey, vocal part, ooh, vocal part, robot, vocal part, drum, synth. So all of my tracks are down to these stereo pairs or groups. So what I want to do is mix with no plugins on and see what I've got before I even start to add plugins, because maybe I'm adding plugins and I'm getting myself into a hole and I'm making things sound smaller as I go, even though they sound cool and I'm adding compressor and stuff here and there. Maybe I'm just really kind of making things smaller along the way, like Chris said. So let me try to mix something with no plugins and see what we get. Okay, so this is a lot of tracks. So let me just start off with the drums. And as you can see, I've got nothing on my master bus here either. The drums are, if I solo the drums on my group, you will see everything in the project that goes to that group. And that's all this stuff up here. So let me go to the biggest part here. And any reverb you hear is on the samples. Like I said, there are no plugins. Here are two plugins that have even been taken out of the project. So there are no plugins, no EQ, no compression, nothing on the master bus, nothing. So as I go, I'm really learning the song. I'm seeing what's there. I'm kind of getting familiar with it. Now, obviously, if I've been doing the song all along, I would be familiar with it. But like I said, maybe I've been squeezing myself into a hole where my mix isn't as big or wide. So let me go to the top of the song here and kind of start from the beginning and kind of make my way through. So it's starting to sound like a song. I'm learning where things are. So obviously, I've learned now that there's some discrepancies in the level of the chorus. There's no compression on anything. But as I go here, I see that I have all of the faders up of my groups. I've not really heard the bridge yet. So I've managed along the way to not turn things up so much that I'm not clipping my stereo out. So even if I put a little bit of limiting on it, you can tell if I've spent 20 or 30 minutes with this, I've learned the parts, I've learned the roadmap of the song. Before you start to just slap on your favorite plugins by habit, which I'm so guilty of, sometimes it's good to just, or even along the way, get things panned out, maybe kind of get a balance, see what you have, see what it needs. I'm sure Chris Lord Alge isn't anti-plugin. I mean, he makes plugins. And what I think he's really means here is take some time, work it out, spread some things out, learn it. Don't just rush into the plugin stage. And I respect that. His stuff always sounds great. I know that he uses plugins. I know he uses outboard gear. So he's not, he's not hammering us for that. What he's saying is see what you have first before you start sprinkling it with plugins. Well, there you go. I'm definitely not willing to give up my plugins or even just to sprinkle plugins on my projects, but there's a valuable takeaway here from CLA about taking the time to balance the song, learn the song, and see what tracks I have and what they actually need before reaching for plugins out of habit. Thanks as always for watching. Give me some comment love and a thumbs up below, and hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.